three-dimensional means it has 3 dimensions, which is like sides or something.
Yeah. So
2D is like completely flat.
Yeah. So instead of it being flat, like this screen, it's flat. I can't like manipulate or move my rectangle. I am holding a Kleenex box. This Kleenex box right here, this is a 3-dimensional shape. Okay, it's not just one flat side that we see. Like I can pick it up, I can manipulate it, I can move it around. This is a 3-dimensional shape. Okay, 3-dimensional shape. So today, that's what we're going to be talking about, is working with 3-dimensional shapes. And this whole chapter, we're going to be finding like the volume of 3-dimensional shapes, and we're going to be finding the surface area of 3-dimensional shapes. So you guys need to understand what a 3-dimensional shape is, okay? And so this word right here, net, it's when you break apart a 3-dimensional shape. So this morning with my class, I had a tissue box, which we already decided is a 3-dimensional shape, right? So I took this tissue box and I broke it apart. Don't count the fact that there's an oval in here. We're talking like this is counting as one shape, okay? So I'm going to take my tissue box and break it apart, and now I'm left with, this is called a net, okay? It's the outline of a 3-dimensional shape. See how this shape, it takes 2 small rectangles on the side. It takes 2 medium-sized rectangles, and it takes 2 big rectangles to make this 3-dimensional shape. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes. So when you guys are working on today's assignment, you are going to take a 3-dimensional shape and draw a net for it. And that, it's going to be a little bit hard because you're not actually picking up a 3-dimensional shape, you're seeing it on a piece of paper, okay? So there's this word right here, it's a prism. It is a solid figure with 2 congruent parallel bases. And what I need you guys to understand is when I say parallel, I'm talking about like on the left and the right, like these 2 are parallel. Like these two rectangles, if we were to stick lines right here, they would go on forever and ever and ever and never ever touch. Okay, and so when I say parallel, we're talking about, I want you guys to look at the shape and say, are there 2 sides that are opposite of each other that are the exact same shape and the exact same size? Not only are they both rectangles, but they are both the same size of rectangles, okay? And it is a closed shape, so that's what a prism is, all right? A pyramid, it is a solid figure that's going to have a polygon shape for the base, and then it is going to have some triangles for the faces. They're called faces. And then the triangles, they're going to come up, and it's going to come to a point, all right? And you guys are going to have a chance to practice that today and to look over it. So in your math journal, what I want everyone to do right now is we are going to draw a couple of shapes, and then we are going to figure out how we identify them. So I'm going to start with drawing my shape. And you are welcome to draw with me when we do this. So I'm going to create a square-ish. It's not perfect. It's a rectangle. Okay. And then I'm going to skip one line, and then I'm going to come down and then draw another one. And then I need you to hold up your pencil when both of those are done. Okay. And we're going to take these 2 boxes and we're going to turn them into a 3-dimensional shape. Thank you for holding up your pencils when you're done, so I know you're going to move on. 5 more seconds. Okay, and then we're going to connect these. And the way you connect them is I'm going to go to the top right corner of both of them, and I'm going to draw a line to connect them. Okay? And then I'm going to go to the top left corner, and again, I'm going to draw a line to connect them. And then the bottom left corner, draw a line to connect them. Okay? Then I'm going to go to the bottom right corner, and I'm going to draw a dashed line to connect them. Okay? So there's our 3-dimensional shape. And we are going to talk about how you draw a net for it and what it's called. And then I'm going to draw another 3-dimensional shape. Okay? This 3-dimensional shape, I'm going to start by drawing a nice big V. There you go. A nice big V. Pencil up after you have drawn that. Thank you. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it into a triangle, but with a dotted line in the back. All right. Now, this is how we're going to identify it being as a pyramid, okay? We're going to draw a point. And when I say point, I mean it's the only point that that it doesn't come, like, it's not happening on both sides. It's only happening on one side. And so I'm going to, from my point, I'm going to draw a line that's going to reach all of the points in my triangle. Okay? So once you have your two shapes, I want you to hold up your pencil so I know you are ready to move on. Thank you. Hannah and Lexi and Clara, Isaac and Amelia. Hey, raise your hand if you've ever gone to Cafe Rio. Hey, this math lesson is like the Cafe Rio math lesson. You get to choose your shape and then choose your side, but not your side, okay? This is what it reminds me of. I was at Cafe Rio yesterday, you guys can tell. Okay, so the first thing you guys get to do is you get to pick a shape. I mean, you have to look at it, but then you get to pick your shape, okay? So your choices are a triangle. We're going to say triangular, though. Your next choice is rectangular. And then your last choice is square. Tangular. I'm just kidding, it's just called square. Okay. And then, so it's like, I'm going to have a grilled chicken, right? Oh. And then you get to pick what your grilled chicken is going to be with, and it can either be with a prism or a pyramid. I like the grilled chicken tostada with a flour tortilla and guacamole. Okay, here we go. All right, so in your assignment today, you are going to get to look at the shapes, and you're going to say, is it triangular, rectangular, or square? And then is it a prism or is it a pyramid? You get to pick, but I mean, you can pick wrong, but you get to pick, okay? So these are your choices to pick from with your shape. So make sure you pick right, okay? Isaac.
We could be like Cafe Rio workers today.
Maybe. And we're like, free meal, extra meat. No, I don't know. We're not yelling those out. Just kidding. Hey, let's talk about this, friends. I know. See, this is my fault for getting everyone worked up. Here we go. So with this shape right here, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to say, is it triangular, rectangular, or is it square? What shapes are you seeing up there? Tell your neighbor what shapes you're seeing. And then tell your partner if you could only pick one of them because you can't mix your meats. You can only have one. I know, this is not Cafe Rio. You cannot have pulled pork and beef, you guys. You could only pick one, triangular, rectangular, or square. Which one would it be? 5 more seconds.
Rectangular.
Sorry, throw it away. Come back in for the lesson. Okay, I need all eyes up here in 3, 2, 1, and 0. If you were to pick, raise your hand if you would pick triangular. Raise your hand if you were to pick rectangular. Raise your hand if you were to pick square. Okay, I mean, this could look like a square. However, they're not all squares. I really am working with rectangulars. Okay, rectangle. So we're gonna write down rectangular. Woo. Okay, and then we need to ask ourselves, is this a prism or is this a pyramid? I want you to talk to your partner. Is it a solid figure with 2 parallel sides, or does it come to a point at only on one side? Talk to your partner about it right now. Okay, I need all eyes up here in 3, 2, 1, and 0. Raise your hand if it is a prism. Raise your hand if it is a pyramid. Raise your hand if you didn't raise your hand. Yeah, I know. Okay, one more time. Prism. Pyramid. Okay. Yeah, it's a prism. Okay? Because it has 2 congruent sides. Okay, so let's go ahead and write prism. Well, not in my drawing, but in real life it would. Okay, so I'm going to very lightly color, in the mind of Fox, color what I feel like is like where, if this were sitting on a table, this is where I would see it sitting, okay? In the mind of Fox, that's where I would see my rectangular prism sitting. I have lots of people talking, but I shouldn't. Okay, So now I need to draw the net of this. And when you draw the net, this is how I recommend that you draw the net. You're going to find the piece that's sitting on the table and then draw it on your paper. Who can I hear? This is really going to be a hard assignment for you, my friend. I actually do need you paying attention. Okay? So I would draw what's sitting on the table. So here is my rectangle sitting on the table. And when you find your shape that is sitting on the table, so here's my rectangle sitting on the table, we're going to pretend like it's this purple spot right here. Okay? So if you look at it, every single part or every single side of this shape has something touching it. So here's the right side, the left side, here's the top, and here's the bottom. So all of these have a shape connecting to it. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to draw in our net a shape connected to all of these. And my friend Marcus this morning was looking at it and he said, you know what? If I was missing, if I only drew it out so that I had 4 rectangles, this is what it would look like right here. It would be almost a rectangular prism. What am I missing in my box? The top. I'm missing the top. So I need to add one more rectangle on there because you have to have the top. So we're going to add one more rectangle, and you can choose where you would like to put it. Okay? So that's where I put my extra side. So show me on your fingers how many rectangles are up here to make this 3-dimensional shape, this rectangular prism. How many shapes? Everyone tell me.
5.
Oh, wow, we can't count. Look at it one more time. How many rectangles, separate rectangles are up here? If you need to count mine, look at it. Tell me one more time. 6. There are big fat 6. How are you not seeing it? Here's your base. 1 on the top, bottom, left, right, and an extra one to go on the very top. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many are there? 6. Hey, 6. Good. So for your rectangular prism, you are breaking it apart into multiple little rectangles. Okay? So then let's talk about our next shape. Okay? So now you get to choose. What shapes we see. Do you see triangles, rectangles, or squares? Talk to your partner about what you see as in this picture.
Triangles.
Okay. If you had to pick, raise your hand if you would pick triangle. Raise your hand if you would pick rectangle. Raise your hand if you would pick square. Okay. Yeah. So this is going to be a triangular. A triangular what? What do you think this is a prism or a pyramid? Talk to your partner, prism or pyramid? I still need like 3 more minutes. Sorry, until this class leaves I can't do it. Hey, by a raise of hands, how many of you think it's a prism? How many think it's a pyramid? Good job.
Pyramid.
Hey, so in your so when I look at this shape, if this triangular pyramid were to be sitting on a table, I would see this colored in spot as my base. This is where it would be sitting on my table. So I'm going to draw my triangle. And then I want you to take just a minute and talk with your partner. How many faces would this triangular pyramid have? How many triangles would be attached to this base right here to make a triangular pyramid? Talk to your partner for just a minute. Less than a minute. Pockets, my friend. Heavy pocket.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Show me your fingers. What would my number be? Oh, absolutely. Thank you. What's my number? 3. Because I need it to connect to every single one of the sides of my triangle. Okay? So this is what we're doing today. All day. We are going to identify what it's called. and then make the net. Thanks, Addison. Once you are